Good morning and welcome to our short devotional for Black Rock Baptist Church and also Morristown Baptist Church. This morning we're going to be looking at Matthew chapter 5, verses 43 and 44, where we find these words: "You have heard that it was said, love your enemies love your neighbor and hate your enemies. But I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." I want to talk to you this morning about responding to unfairness with love. Unfairness is part of the human condition. You can't live on this earth for very long without feeling like someone has treated you unfairly. Maybe it's a parent who put you through a miserable childhood. Maybe it's an employer who treats you differently than the other employees. Maybe you feel like you were treated unfairly by the legal system. Whatever it is, you can choose to respond to the people who hurt you by hurting them, by retaliating. That's the easiest choice to make, no doubt about it. But God gives us another option in His Word. You have heard that it was said, love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. When people hurt you, they expect you to retaliate. They expect you to seek revenge. But God wants you to do the exact opposite of that. He wants you to respond in love. Respond to mistreatment with love. And you keep the other person from controlling your life. Booker T. Washington once said, "I will never allow another individual to control my life by allowing them to make me hate them." You can't control when another person treats you unfairly. You can't control that. You can control whether you get bitter in the process. You can control your response to injustice. Just because you respond to an offender lovingly doesn't mean that you're continuing to allow the injustice. On the contrary, we must lovingly seek justice. We must work for justice in the world without retaliating. The Bible commands us to be fair-minded and just, to do what is right. Martin Luther King was a great example of that. He fought against injustice without violence. He overcame evil through the power of love. He followed the example of Jesus, who forgave his persecutors even though they were crucifying him. "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing." That's our calling as followers of Jesus Christ. Unfairness and injustice may be part of the human condition, but we must not feed into it. Instead, God calls us to respond in love. God bless. Have a wonderful day. Meet with us again on Friday as we continue our short devotionals. And until then, let's continue to exchange prayers daily. God bless.